Wow, we got a lot of people. This is awesome. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Link. Well, this is super exciting. All right, we'll wait just one more minute, just to see if anybody else hops on here. But we are super excited to have all. Oh, wow, we are super excited to have all of you join us today. Um, we are going to have Chris today talking about a few of our animals in our nature center. And then we're going to come back here and we're going to talk about the books of Leviticus and Numbers, two very awesome books of the Bible. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. But we also have some exciting announcements about camp today as well. So make sure you stay through the whole video so you can get so you can be informed about all of those. I'm going to check just 1 second, make sure Chris is ready, and then we will head on over there. All right, and then here's Chris.
Hi, hello campers. How's it going? We're going to do an animal show today. And so we brought a couple of our animals and one of my favorite animals you'll get a chance to see. But just wanted to talk about them. And so this little girl here, this is one of our rats we have in our nature center. We do have a couple of them. These guys are actually called Dumbo rats. Now, the reason they're called Dumbo rats, if you look at her ears here, her ears hang down a little lower. So she's not called a Dumbo rat because she's dumb. She's called a Dumbo rat because of the way her ears look. She kind of resembles Dumbo the elephant with the big ears. And so she has these ears that hang down low. Now, rats are not dumb at all. In fact, they're a very, very smart creature, very intelligent. Rats have been taught to do a lot of things and go through mazes and do stuff like that. But one thing, in fact, I just read couple months ago, somebody taught his rats to play hide and seek. And what it was really cool, like the rats would actually, go and chase each other and find each other. And they'd get so excited when they'd find each other. And so they taught their rats to play hide and seek. So rats are very, very smart creatures. They're very, very intelligent. Now, has anybody, you can kind of answer there on the chat box, has anyone heard the nursery rhyme, Three Blind Mice? And so in Three Blind Mice, it talks about how the farmer's wife did something not very nice to the mice. She cut off their tail. And that's really sad for the mice, but not because it hurt them, because rats actually have no feeling in their tail. Mice have no feeling in their tail. They can't feel this, but they use their tail for balance. So I want you to watch and see what happens to her when I flip her upside down. Watch what she does with her tail. It's like a helicopter. She's whipping it around, trying to find somewhere so that when she's upside down, it helps her flip back over and she can find her balance. So that farmer's wife, although it didn't hurt the mice, it wasn't very nice to them because they lost their balance. And so, but these are rats. Our rats will live about 5 years. So most rats' lifespan, they have about 3 years. But there's certain rats, which these guys are called, that are more for pets. These are more pet rats versus feeder rats or just plain rats. And so they'll live a little bit longer. They've been bred to do that. And so our little girl, I think her name is Chocolate, that my daughter keeps calling her. We called her Drusella, but my daughter keeps calling her Chocolate. So that may be what she ends up being named. But she's there and she's making some noises. I'm going to stick her down here in front of the mic, see if you can hear her noises. Of course, now she's not going to do it. No, she's making some little noises, trying to see what's going on, she wants to hop down on my computer and mess around. But that is our Dumbo rats. The next one we have is one of our grosser creatures we have here at camp. But it is our Madagascar hissing cockroaches. So there he is there. And I'm going to stick him down in the microphone too, see if I can get him to hiss. He's not interested. He's being pretty lazy today. But this is a Madagascar hissing cockroach. These guys do hiss. They make a sound that sounds like tss. It sounds like hissing. And the hissing actually doesn't come out of their mouth. They don't hiss out of their mouth. They actually push air out the sides of their bodies here. And so they push that air out. And that's a great defense mechanism for them because these guys don't have much else. In fact, they're pretty fragile. So if this guy, we're pretty high up, I'm standing, I'm 6 feet tall. And so if he were to walk off my hand, which they do sometimes because they're not very smart, but if he were to walk off my hand, he would probably actually kill him the fall. So he's not like a normal cockroach. He doesn't have kind of that durability that a normal cockroach would have. These guys are a little more fragile. And I don't think I have any babies right now. We do have a couple different sizes in here. I'll grab another one here. Whoops, she's gonna walk right off. Um, but we do have a couple different sizes. But when these guys are babies, when they're little, we actually see them running around our cages. They look like watermelon seeds running around. And then as they grow, what they do is they actually shed their exoskeleton, or they take off their shell, they take off their clothes, they take off their costume, they shed that exoskeleton, and they crawl out of it, and they're white and gummy flavored, like a white gummy bear almost. And they have that gummy kind of feeling. And when that happens, they're very vulnerable. They can get hurt. They can get, the other cockroaches can attack them or whatever. And so they'll go and bury themselves and keep themselves safe until they grow this hard exoskeleton, until it turns hard again. And that's what keeps them safe. And it takes a couple days to get there, but they'll grow this nice hard exoskeleton. Now, when they shed their skeleton, when they first crawl out of it, they actually eat it. So it's good protein for them. So they will munch on that and eat it. And that's what gives them good protein so they can build and grow their new exoskeleton. Now, these guys can't bite me. They can't hurt me. Their teeth are too little. In fact, the food that we feed them, I'll show you here, is actually crushed up dog food. We crush it up to a fine powder for them to eat. And we also like to we feed them fresh veggies too. They get cucumbers. And so they like cucumbers. They can suck the juice and stuff out of there and eat cucumbers. But their teeth are too small to bite, so they can't hurt me. But let me show you their little feet here, if she'll let me. Oh, here, we'll try him, see if he's in a better mood. You can see their little feet. They kind of have like little claws on them, and that's what helps them hold on tight. And so they can hold on real tight there with their feet. And sometimes, it doesn't hurt, but you can feel their claws holding on there. Now, some of you may be asking, how do I know this one's a girl, that one's a boy? It's actually really easy to tell. I'll get real close here. So if you look on top of the boy's head here, he's got this U shape, this horn, and the girl, she wants to move. Her head is smooth. She does not have a horn on it. I'll show you the guy again. Working with multiple cockroaches is not easy. Here's the guy. You see that U-shaped horn on his head. So just like goats, they actually use those horns. They will butt up against each other and fight each other with those horns. And that's how they kind of declare dominance and declare who's the bigger, tougher guy. They'll use those horns to fight. So that's how you can tell guys versus girls in the cockroach family and see which one's which. And so pretty simple. Now these guys, the male is the female is almost full grown. These guys get to be about 3 inches long. And so they get pretty long when they're full grown. Pretty big little critters here that we have wandering around camp. My next creature for y'all, she's one of our newer ones, and she is a favorite of mine too. This is our Uromastix. We call her Pancake because she's flat like a pancake. Here's her back. Whoops. She's peeling right now too, so she's shedding her skin like a lot of lizards as they get bigger, as they grow. They grow out of their skin. Now, our skin actually sheds too. It flakes off. That's most of the dust in your house, which right now your moms and dads are probably like, there's a ton of dust in our house right now. But that's your skin. A lot of that dust is your dead skin cells and stuff. But with lizards, it kind of comes off in little bigger clumps as they grow bigger. They'll shed that and go through that. But this is a Uromastix. U-R-O, oh, no, I shouldn't even start spelling because now I'm not going to remember. U-R-O-M-A-S-T-Y-X. There's a Y-X at the end. So U-R-O-M-A-T-Y-X, Uromastix. And what's interesting about these guys, that is actually their like Latin name too. Where a lot of other animals like the rats, they have a different Latin name. The cockroaches have a different Latin name. Uromastix, that is their Latin name as well. And if you look on the back of her here, she's got this nice big spiky tail. It's very, very hard and spiky. She does not want to stand still. Nice hard spiky tail. And it's hard. It almost feels like thorns when I rub it the wrong way. You can feel those spikes and they hurt. And something cool superpower God gave these guys is when something is chasing them, something wants to eat them, they will crawl in a hole. They like to hang out in your caves. So they'll crawl in this hole and she can expand her body and blow her body up really, really big so that it fills the hole so nothing else can get in there, but her tail will hang out and it just whips back and forth. And she's whipping it around, and that's what keeps her safe because whatever came out here doesn't want to mess with this. This is not fun. It hurts. And it's just whipping back and forth. And that's how she stays safe. Something else neat about our Uromastyx, now not all Uromastyx are this way, but our Uromastyx was actually born missing a vertebrae here in the middle. And when we got her and when we've talked with our vet and stuff, we have been told she will be perfectly fine. She will live a normal life. She's just a little extra special. So I want to show you her cool special trick. She can fold in half backwards because she's missing that vertebrae. In fact, she sleeps backwards most of the time. She'll put her head back here on her tail and just chill out. That's how she sleeps. But it's just because she's missing that vertebrae there. Very weird little thing. But she'll live a happy, long, normal life. We joke it made her cheaper at the pet show I was at. So she was cheaper to buy than what they normally cost. But that's kind of a cool thing. She's also one of the animals in our nature center that is an herbivore, which means she eats plants. She loves her plants. In fact, I'll see if I can get her to munch on some cucumber here. We'll see if she'll go for it. Hey, sweetheart, look. Oh, you want some of that? She's like, nope, I'm mad at you. She does not want to be on the show. Hi, you want some of this? She's apparently not hungry. She loves, if we had lettuce in here, she would probably go after that in a heartbeat. If I had something that looked like lettuce, I would put it out for her. But she is one of our plant eaters, so every day we have to go in and make sure she has plenty of lettuce. We actually feed her collard greens. That is her favorite. And so we will get that to her every day to make sure she has that. And I have one more animal. My favorite animal is coming up. But first, I want to turn it over to Tim. You're up.
All right. Very cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed those animals so far. I know Chris loves sharing those with you guys. Just a couple things. First, I would love it if you guys in the chat bar, if you would like to, if you could drop your names just so we can know who's joining us, because I'm super curious to know who all has joined us today. We have a lot of people, and I think that's really awesome. But like I said, we're going over for the previous two virtual camps. We have gone over the first two books of the Bible. So we went over Genesis the first time, and then we went over Exodus last time. So today we're going over the books of Leviticus and Numbers, 2 in one day, because they kind of cover a lot of the same stuff. And so we're just going to kind of put those together for today. So brief summary of what the books of Leviticus and Numbers are about, because not everybody knows, right? So brief summary is Leviticus and Numbers are the third and fourth books of the Bible. They're written, most likely they were written by Moses. That's kind of the traditional answers, that they're written by Moses. The Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible, traditionally those are said to have been written by Moses. Along with some exciting stories, the books of Leviticus and Numbers contain many of the laws that the Jewish people follow. And because of Jesus' sacrifice on the cross, we don't have to follow those rules anymore. But that was for the time, that was how God chose to deal with the people during this time. And so these were the rules that he gave them. They're written by Moses, most likely in the desert, probably around the year 1425 BC. So long 400 years ago. I'm bad at math, but yeah, a long time ago, right? So I also have some trivia for you guys again. So I'm gonna see if I can get the polls to work today. I'm gonna send you guys some polls, and you guys can give me your correct, or what you think might be the correct answers for these, all right? So the first poll is Leviticus 19:18 contains this famous law that Jesus referred to often. Is it an eye for an eye, wash your hands, love your neighbor, or keep away from evil? You guys feel free to grab your Bible if you would like to. I'll give you just a few seconds to look that up if you would like to. Fortunately for you know what book of the Bible we're going to be in. But Leviticus 19:18 contains the famous law that Jesus referred to often. Did you guys get the poll per chance? It came through. Awesome. Chris is telling me it came through. There we go. We have an answer. Again, is it an eye for an eye, wash your hands, love your neighbor, or keep away from evil? You guys are 100% of you are correct. It is love your neighbor. That is the second greatest commandment, to loving the Lord your God. So that's awesome. All right, I'm gonna send you guys the second poll now. Yes. All right, we'll try this. We'll launch the second poll. All right, Numbers 24:17 contains the famous prophecy about Jesus being born as a descendant of this Genesis patriarch. Was it Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, or Joseph? Numbers 24:17 contains a famous prophecy about Jesus being born as a descendant of this Genesis patriarch. You guys can feel free to ignore my typos. I'm using a very tiny keyboard, and I'm not used to this very tiny thing. I'll give you guys just a couple more seconds. But a patriarch was one of the founding people of the country of Israel, or the Israelite people, right? And so in Genesis, it talks about all of these people are patriarchs, actually. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph, they were all patriarchs. And they were kind of the foundation that God built off of for his people, the Israelites. And so, yeah, so you guys answered, and most of you were correct. It is Jacob. Jacob was the patriarch that Jesus was a descendant of. So very good. All right, I'm going to go to the next poll. All right, in Numbers 13:31 through 33, the spies brought back fearful news to the camp, which made God mad at their lack of faith. They were afraid because they had seen these in the land that they were to overtake, that they were supposed to go in and just take control of. God promised them that they would be able to control these lands, but they were scared of what of these? Was it thieves? Did they see Tim in a swimsuit? Did they see huge giants or corrupt politicians? So the Israelites were supposed to go into this land, and they were supposed to just take it over. And God said, you know what? I'm going to just give it to you. No matter what's there, I'll be with you. I'll give it to you. But they sent spies in to kind of scout it out, and they saw these. All right, and you guys are correct. It was huge giants. They saw these giant people, things, whatever, and they decided that they were more scared of that, and they decided that they did not trust God enough to go in and to take the land from these huge giants they saw. Very good. All right, poll number 4 out of 7. Numbers 9:15 through 17 tells of a cool way God communicated with Israel each and every day about where to go next and when. The method was posting clouds around the tabernacle, removing clouds from around the tabernacle, both 1 and 2, or Twitter. Probably wasn't Twitter.
It was Twitter.
Chris thinks it might have been Twitter. So I'll be honest, I actually didn't even know the answer to this one when I wrote this question out, but it was very interesting. All right, I'll give you guys just one more second. Oh, you guys didn't get the poll? Oh man. All right, I will end that one. It was both. He would. They do? It didn't come through. All right. That's all right. We have to have at least one poll that doesn't work every day. That's just the way that it seems to work. I'll move on to number 5. Hopefully this one works. We'll see. Do you get that one? Not that one? Man. All right. I'll relaunch poll number 5. Nothing. All right. All right, we'll just go to poll number 6. I'll read it to you. Hopefully you guys get it. I don't know if you did. But poll number 6, the people of Israel did a lot of this in the desert, and I did spell desert, dessert. If you guys can see that, great. If you can't, then you can't see my typo, but it looks like you guys can see my typo. So that's awesome. The people of Israel did a lot of this in the desert, according to Numbers 11:1, which continually angered God. Did they gossip? Did they steal? Did they complain, or did they show off? All right, and then you guys are 100% correct, actually. Wow, that's amazing. It was they gossip, or sorry, it was not that. They complained. They complained about everything. They complained about the weather, about the desert, about all of this, and they weren't trusting that God had something better planned for them in the future. So that's very good. I mean, not that they sinned, but that you guys got the correct answer there. All right, and then the last one that I will give to you guys is the desert was like a boot camp for the Israelites, but they refused to get it. What they were always saying things like this from Numbers 11:4-5. They were saying that they had it better as slaves in Egypt, or they were saying that they should have stayed as slaves in Egypt, or were they saying like both of those things at the same time? That one did not come through. All right. I apologize for our polls not working. We'll figure that out by next time. But it was both. They would complain that they should have just stayed in Egypt. They had it better as slaves. They had food, and they weren't trusting. Again, they weren't trusting that God had a better plan for them. That God had something for them in the future. Instead, they were just scared of the things that were happening around them. All right. So that's very good. So yeah, that's the book of Judges, or not the book of Judges, sorry, the book of Leviticus and Numbers. I encourage you guys to go through and read these. They can be difficult to read at times, but they're very good. They can help you understand how God works with His people. And so you can see how God interacted with the Israelites, and you can read about the amazing things that He did during these times. And yeah. So I'd encourage you guys to do that. I'd encourage you guys to, of course, just read your Bible every day, whether it's reading through Leviticus Numbers or if it's reading through some other portion of the Bible. We encourage you to do that. That would be awesome. And let us know what you're reading. That's very cool. All right. I'm going to send it back to Chris so you guys can see the last animal. I hope you guys have a great day. And yeah.
All right, thanks, Tim. So this is our last animal, and this is my absolute favorite animal in the Nature Center. In fact, she doesn't even live in the Nature Center. Most of the time, she lives at my house. She only goes over to the Nature Center when it is showtime. But it is our pet skunk, Stinkerbell. Look at her, she's so cute. And Stinkerbell is our pet skunk. Let's see, you can get her big old tail here. So you can see her. Get her all in there. So she is a skunk. Stinkerbell is not very old. In fact, she just turned 3 this last June. We did not have a big birthday party for her, but we were here at camp and that helps. And so she turned 3 now in the wild. What's interesting is skunks don't live usually past 3 in the wild. And so if she had not been our pet, if she had been a wild skunk, she's pretty much at lifespan right now. Skunks don't live past 3. And the reason for that is God didn't give them a whole lot of defense. Which is interesting because a lot of people are scared of skunks, but they don't really have good defense. So number one, their number one defense that everyone knows about is their spray, their stink. Now, Stinkerbell does not have that. When she was born, we had that removed, obviously because she's a pet and we didn't want her spraying us. But you have to do it immediately when they're born. So as soon as she was born, she actually went into surgery to have her stink sac removed so she can't spray. Now she still tries to spray us. Sometimes she gets, like, if she doesn't see us or something, or we sneak up on her not on purpose, she gets kind of scared, and she what she does is she stands on her front legs and she puts her back up in the air so she can spray us. And she'll try and do that, and we're like, girl, you got nothing, you can't spray us. We did ask the vet if he could trade out the stink for Febreze. He said no, but you have to do that as soon as they're born, otherwise it can grow back. And so as soon as she was born, she went into surgery and had her stink sac removed, so she doesn't have that. Now if she did have it, it's pretty impressive. Skunks can shoot that almost 15 feet away, and you can smell it for up to a mile, which is that's a long distance to smell that stink. And if you've ever been in the car and you're driving along and you smell it, you smell that skunk, like, oh, there's a skunk up here, somebody ran over. You can smell that for up to a mile. So that's good, but not a very good defense either, because there's some animals like hawks and owls and stuff that like to eat baby skunks. And what they'll do is they'll swoop down, they'll grab them, they'll pick them up and take them off. And so if she sprays, it doesn't matter. They don't have that sense of smell as well. She's just spraying the air, so it doesn't really do anything. Um, Skunks also that spray, like wolves and coyotes that like to eat skunks. They're a lot faster, a lot quicker and sneakier. And skunks have horrible eyesight and horrible hearing. In fact, Tinkerbell probably couldn't see me from about 3 feet away. She doesn't have the best eyesight, which is why they usually get hit by cars a lot too. But they have horrible eyesight and horrible hearing, so they don't hear those wolves and owls sneaking up on them to kill them, and then they kill them so fast that they can't spray. So while that spray is impressive and it smells awful, not a very good defense for them. Another defense that God gave these guys is these big old honking claws. Let's see if I can get her close to the camera so you can see her big old claws. So she's got these big old claws, which are great and strong. It helps her eat and dig and do stuff, but they're stuck to little teeny tiny Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. So not a very good thing. If an owl's picking her up, her claws can't get up there and fight off the owl either. Another defense God gave them is they got these nice sharp teeth. Oh, she's like, I don't want to show you my teeth. She's not interested. We're not at the dentist today. There we go. She's got these nice sharp teeth, but again, stuck to a little tiny head that doesn't have a very long neck. And so that's not a good defense for them. They're also, skunks are very, very fat, and she gets fatter in the winter. She hibernates all winter, so she pretty much just gets up to eat is all she does. And so she gets a little extra fat, so they're slow, they waddle. Skunks do not climb well at all, so she can't climb up into a tree to stay safe. She will stay kind of ground level and burrow. Skunks also have no homing technique, which means if she gets lost, she can't find her way back. So we have to be very, very careful with her, make sure she doesn't get out, because she'll get lost and not be able to find her way back. So skunks have a lifespan of about 3 years in the wild because God didn't give them a whole lot of defense. Now, at our house, because we're pretty sure no one's trying to eat her, maybe the fox that's at our house too. But otherwise, most of the children, maybe even our youngest Harlan, might be trying to eat her. But everyone else, no one's trying to eat her. So she'll live about 15 years at our house. So she'll live much, much longer. But she is definitely one of my favorites. She is a snuggle bug because she just likes to sleep. And her favorite thing to do, I'll see if I, is when you're holding her, she'll tuck her head kind of in your armpit and she'll just fall asleep. And that's where she likes to be, where she likes to stay. But you can also see all the hair on me right now because it's getting to be summer, which means she's starting to shed all of her winter fur. In fact, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. It is floating all around the air in front of me, all over the place. She's getting kind of ready for her summer fur. She'll also start taking off some of this weight because she'll play around, and she kind of plays like a cat. She'll pounce and she'll kind of jump around and play like a cat does. Skunks eat everything. In fact, they're supposed to have a balanced diet. And so we have to kind of feed her everything. She gets a lot of leftovers. Her favorite thing is yogurt. I don't know where they find yogurt in the wild, but that's her favorite thing. Thank you for the kisses, is yogurt. And she also likes eggs. She'll eat a lot of eggs or even corn on the cob. She will clean corn on the cob like none other. It's amazing how there's zero corn left. I don't know if you can see her. She's licking me right now. She's giving me little kisses. So, but that is Tinkerbell. And so she is just one of our many animals in our nature center. Definitely one of my favorites. Couple announcements coming up. Thank you guys, by the way, for joining us today for our animal show. We do have more animals. We'll have another animal show coming up probably in a couple weeks or so and show you the rest of our animals. Just to give you a heads up what's coming up this week, tomorrow I will be back with you at 2 p.m. and we are doing an online game. And so tomorrow's a little bit different. Like today, you're typing in, you're writing in. Tomorrow, you actually need a computer. We can see you or at least hear you because we'll be playing a game online together. So that's tomorrow. On Wednesday, Carrie is coming in and she's doing some STEM activities on Wednesday. And so she will be in and she's going to dissect an owl pellet. And I don't want to give it away, but an owl pellet is pretty much owl vomit that a whole mouse is in. And so she's going to dissect that. She's going to take that apart and put the mouse back together. So that will be neat. Thursday, I am totally excited for this. We are having family trivia night. Now, Thursday is not at 2 p.m. It's going to be later. It's going to be at 6:30 in the evening, and your whole family can play. But you have to register ahead of time. So you need to go to our website, iheartcamp.org, and make sure your parents sign up your family. There is going to be prizes. We're going to send, we can't bring you right now because we're all quarantined. We're going to mail you some prizes for the winning family. And so you definitely want to make sure your family gets signed up for our trivia night on Thursday. And then Friday, again, is going to be craft time with Carrie. She's got another cool craft. She's doing a 3D handprint, which will sound really neat. So make sure you get online and see what materials you need for that so you can join her in the craft. We have some exciting things coming up. I am so pumped. We just sent an email and some information out to all of our staff, and we are hoping to get our staff to join us and do some virtual camp with us, obviously from their own homes so they can get on. But we're going to have, starting next week, we're going to be doing morning devos in the morning. So you're going to see maybe your favorite counselor doing morning devos or evening devotions. We're also going to have kind of a staff specialty that they're going to do a talent show, or they're going to learn how to make a smoothie and lots of different things with our camp staff. And so that is all hopefully going to start next week. So make sure you check out our website and stay up to date on that. Speaking of staff, we still need staff for the summer. We are excited for the summer. We have a lot of big things happening planned. Summer is going to happen, hopefully, is what we're saying. We are planning for it right now, and we still need staff. And so we're looking for senior counselors. Those are 18-year-olds and up. We're looking for junior counselors. Those are ages 16 and up. We're still looking for our SALT, which they used to be called CITs. This year they're called SALT, Servant and Leader Trainees. And we need them. They start at age 14. We're looking for them. We're looking for cooks. We're looking for a program assistant, somebody to help Josh out with the summer. Lots of different things we have planned. And so if you're interested in being on staff, please go to our website, click on the staff button and apply to be on staff. We need lots of awesome staff. You got older brothers or sisters or cousins or friends or whatever, tell them to come and join Camp Good News staff. We are pumped about this summer. Another thing I am super pumped about, we just finished it. Carrie was our first test run. The giant swing is done. It is, Tim is not going on. I think Tim is scared, but it is awesome. It is, you go like 30 feet in the air, you get pulled back and you swing out over the cliffside where you're about 80 feet in the air at full height. It's crazy. We're hoping to get some video of it to send out and put out, but it just got finished this morning. In fact, we were working on it and finished it up this morning. So we are pumped about that, but we are planning to have camp this summer. In fact, the shirts just came in. Here's our shirts for this year. No turning back. And then on the back, it says, die to selfie, #selfie, take up your cross and follow me, Matthew 16:24. And so that is our shirt for this year. We are pumped about it. We cannot wait for this summer. But keep coming back to the virtual camp page. Keep checking us out. We're going to be adding the books of the Bible, the stuff Tim and Carrie have been kind of going through you guys with. We're going to be adding some of those things you can print off at home, or you can save a PDF at home, put it on your tablets or your phones or whatever. And you can have these little virtual books of the Bible kind of worksheet kind of things so you can see and have that. We're going to have games. We're going to have downloadable resources and arts. We are doing a ton of cool stuff that we are just excited about. And so we hope you guys are enjoying it. If you guys get some ideas, you got some great ideas, send them our way. Somebody gave us a great idea of start doing I Spy at camp. And so you probably, if you have Facebook, your parents have Facebook or Instagram, you can go on that and you can see our Camp Good News, and you can make a guess of where this little hedgehog is at camp, and try and guess what location he is in and play I Spy with us. And there's prizes for that too. But you got a great idea or something, send it our way. Email us, text us, send us a chat box or something, and give us some great ideas. We want to make this virtual camp awesome for you and cool for you. We want you to learn and just have a great time. So thank you guys so much for being here. We will see you hopefully tomorrow at 2. Tell your friends, share the link, send it out, get everybody here. It's going to be awesome. Have a good one.
Thank you for joining us here on Virtual Camp. We hope to see you next time.